Very excited. This week we started off with our call to action breakfast where I guess about 30-40 community groups and organizations come in, working all throughout our city and our neighborhoods and our communities. Always good to see them talk about the various things that they're engaged in. It was a really good meeting. And then went on, this was my city council office hours. I hold city council office hours every time they have a city council meeting. I had a chance at 4 p.m. to participate in a press conference on the charter amendment that we wrote back in June and offered to the city council, and it wasn't until the advocates pressed them that they finally have passed our amendment, our charter amendment that will appear on the ballot so that we will not privatize water. That is something that I advocate and have talked about at the national level, have become the spokesperson around the nation on keeping our water available to the public and not to privatize it. So it was really good to see them do that. And then we went on to listen to our food equity advisors. Our SNAP program was in jeopardy, but we're focused on making sure that SNAP lasts throughout the year, and we'll continue to work with the federal government and with our group to make sure that we continue to provide those SNAP benefits to our public. And then we swore in a number of members to various boards and commissions in the city, glad for their service. And then on Tuesday, I started out visiting one of Bill's programs, Turnaround Tuesday. Really great program where they're helping people to get jobs. They go through a training, but they also provide them with jobs. But again, the whole idea is to prepare them, and they do a really great job in our city in terms of preparing individuals for employment. And then the other thing that we went on Tuesday, as you well know, was a national night out. So I got to visit a number of groups and organizations around the city, stopped at the Oliver Senior Center for the health department's National Night Out, did that earlier during the day, and then made various stops throughout the city for National Night Out. But right prior to the National Night Out activity, we did one of our Violence Reduction Initiative walks over in the northeast section of the city. Started at the 5300 block of Frankfort Avenue, looking at some of the activities that are occurring over there and how the communities are working together to keep their community safe, but they also pointed out a number of nuisance businesses while we were on that walk. Actually stopped at about 6 other different sites throughout the city for National Night Out. It was good to see the folks in Fells Point, in Reservoir Hill, Cure, Patterson Park neighborhood. We were over there. Delta Sigma Theta held an event up in the northwest section of Baltimore, and then the Western District. Everybody collaborated and was at the Mondawmin Mall. Really great National Night Out activities, and got to have conversations and do a little bit of dancing with the people while we were out there. And then on Wednesday, as you well know, is usually my Board of Estimates meeting, but we have a press availability every Wednesday when I'm here. And we mentioned our Bloomberg Philanthropies Public Art Challenge. We've got 2 finalists right here from Baltimore that have landed a position in the top 14 cities, so hopefully they'll get their award. And then MOEDS, the Mayor's Office of Employment Development, announced its Industrial Maintenance Mechanic Apprenticeship program. Please go online and learn more about that, because it's a training program. You train while you earn, so that's really important. We then went on to our Central Scholarship Student Award Ceremony, great ceremony for our young people who are doing some great things in our city. On Thursday, I had an interesting experience with Tessco, a company, a technology company, where they did a conversation with me about how I became mayor, why I'm mayor, and then what are the things that I wanted to achieve, and what advice would I give to leadership. They also connected us with their Palo Alto site in California, so it was a great conversation. Thank you, Mr. President. Really enjoyed that. And then we stopped by Baltimore's Best Magazine's Best of Baltimore 2018 party. Thank you for all the work that you do and will do. The other thing is we stopped by the Ravens game. We beat Los Angeles. I hope that's a sign of things to come for our Ravens during the season. And then Friday, we had a meeting around the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. Really happy to come to an agreement, working with the Affordable Trust advocates to get that fund done, to provide some funding for them. And then we stopped by the City Human Trafficking collaboration. I want to thank Councilman Burnett for all the work that he's been doing with that group, and we provided some funding for that as well. And then I went over to the Women's Economic Empowerment Summit, where I talked about the importance of leadership and mentoring for young women. And then I stopped by the Hall of Fame induction reception on Friday, and that began our big AFRAM weekend. I want to take a moment to thank my whole team that worked on the African American Heritage Festival in Druid Hill Park. The vendors were excited. Saturday night was just awesome. People from every angle you could possibly see, all the way to the end of the park, to the beginning of the stage for Ella, May, and our other performers, just packed. I hope you've seen the pictures and the videos. It was a very successful, I know that I saw over 100,000 people, just 150, that's what someone was telling me that night. In fact, we have been voted one of the coolest cities in America because of some of the activities that take place here in Baltimore. And then on Sunday, they stood in the rain with umbrellas and tents for Druid Hill, for our own Druid Hill, who concluded the African American Heritage Festival. It was a great time for all. Great food, great entertainment, a lot of vendors there. We're excited and we look forward to next year. Thanks for joining me.